Hi. If you would, take yourself to your happy place in your mind's eye. We all have a place like this that makes us feel the most happy that we've ever felt. I'd like to talk to you today a little bit about how I found my happy place and how, through the power of perseverance and with the right friends and the right efforts, anything is possible, even overcoming fears. Now, I found my happy place on the way back from a surf trip in Samoa in 2017 at the age of 18 years old. Me and some friends decided on a nice, sunny, 80-degree day, like any other day in Samoa, that we were going to go surfing. After a great day of surfing, we decided it was enough, and we came back. On the way, we stumbled across a buoy in the open ocean that read 40 meters. Now, for those of you who don't know, 40 meters is about 130 feet, so quite deep. And as it just so happened, we had been practicing freediving for the last year or so and going on many previous shallower free dives. These freediving techniques that we used to practice for this very moment were things such as breathing techniques, in and out, expanding your lung capacity, and other things such as meditation, working out, staying fit, running, cardio, swimming, and a fair bit of pushing our own limits. There's a lot of that involved in freediving, as it is a very dangerous sport, but it allows you to see many parts of the ocean that you would not have otherwise. We also did a bit of scuba diving, which kind of prepared us somewhat too. We sat at the top of the ocean in the water, catching our breath, saying our goodbyes, and hatching a plan if anything were to go south. We all decided it was time to take the plunge, and one by one, we ducked under the water. My friend Marcus went first, and I followed, and my friends followed closely behind me. Now, it was out here in the open ocean where you could not see much life around, except for the seahorses and weeds that were attached to the rope that went from the buoy down to the ocean floor below. Now, at the surface, you could not see the bottom of the ocean. It just looked like a rope going into the dark abyss below. It's quite daunting. Now, we were inching our way foot by foot down this rope towards the seafloor below in hopes of reaching 40 meters, which would have been a record for all of us at this point. We hadn't done anything even close to it before, maybe 80 feet or so, tops, which in and of itself was crazy enough. So we were going to break that by about another 50 feet. Now, as I'm inching my way down, hand pull by hand pull, I can feel the pressure building, and the sun is slowly starting to fade. I'm watching my friend Marcus in front of me as we gradually get deeper and deeper. At a certain point, it starts to get so dark that you can barely see the sun above. And then, a few seconds later, you can't see it at all. It's pure darkness. At this point, I lose sight of my friend Marcus in front of me. And the pressure is so intense, and I'm slowly running out of air that I start to panic. I decide that I'm gonna overcome this panic feeling, and keep pushing forward, because I need to reach the bottom. When I feel like I'm starting to run out of air, and that I might just reflexively shoot to the surface or pass out, I finally reach sand. I grab a handful, I kick off, and I look up. I cannot see the sun. At this point, I am freaking out, and I am swimming as fast as I can to the surface, only to realize that my friend is nowhere in sight. As I slowly reach the surface, foot by foot again, the sun slowly starts returning, and I see my friend Marcus again, as well as the other 3 friends that were with me. At this point, the panic turns into the most peaceful feeling that I have ever felt in my life. And to this day, that is my happy place. Under there, in the deep ocean, absolute peaceful serenity. Now, as we slowly reach the surface again, going up foot by foot, it's a huge skyscraper of water above me as I look around. Pure blue, the deepest blue you could imagine, and rays of sunlight coming down like sunshine spilling through clouds. In the distance, I see the glimmer of schooling fish and an eagle ray, which is a black with white spots stingray of sorts. Beautiful creature. That must be his happy place too, I thought. The bubbles coming from me and my friend's mouths launched to the surface like jellyfish racing to the sun above. It was so beautiful. We finally, after what feels like an eternity, reach the surface, and we are elated. We are congratulating each other. We are hugging. We thought we might have been goners at a point, but everything went smoothly and no one had died, which was great. It wasn't until later that night that I had a talk with my friend Owen, who was also there with me, in which he said that he had his tooth filling almost explode underneath the water from the pressure. So luckily, nothing happened badly, but it could have, which is why I say, if you're going to do things like this, practice it beforehand, because with the right practice, with the right motivation and stick-with-itness, anything's possible, even overcoming fears like this. I had never been into freediving before Samoa. I never knew that I was capable of such feats, and I think anyone is if they put their mind to it. And maybe, who knows, you might find your happy place down there in the deep dark. Thank you.